everybody, and welcome to part 5 of how to draw Inkling Agent tutorial. Today I hope we'll be able, well, I'm not gonna say I hope because we will finish the weapon and get the hand that comes underneath it that grabs the handle. And in the next tutorial I hope we'll be able to outline hair, and yeah, we'll see what goes on from there. Alright, here we go. So, I know this might look a little iffy right now, but I legit will need to practice this some more because this is like, Alright, anyways, we're gonna draw the top of the weapon today. Yeah, progress. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draw what looks like a cylindrical tube. I suggest drawing it all the way to here because that gives you a point of reference. Even though at about this part here, there's a cover for it. If you've ever seen a 360 pic or something of a splatter shot weapon from Splatoon, then you know that there is a cover that goes around it traditionally, so we are gonna draw that. Oh yeah, here we go. So, I'm going to start it off like this, just so I know where I want my cover to be at, because the cover will go from about here to here. I think actually I'm going, the cover goes down, like the weapon, it goes down more than that, so I'm going to draw the rounded part here and select my line tool, which I think you guys know by now because this is like the 5th video, and I'm going to use the line tool to have the placement go about there, because that would be more accurate from this angle, as you might be able to see here. Alright, anyways, back to what we was doing. So, I'm going to start the cover at about here, because that's where it is on the picture. And that was awful, so I'm going to try again. That's much better. And let me see here. Alright. And then there is, I know this technically counts as a detail, but this is a good detail to have on here, even when you're just doing a basic outline, so I'm going to add it just so you all know. So this is a 3-dimensional part of the cover, which, by the way, is this part here. This helps distinguish the cover from the other part of the gun, which you can see, or actually I guess you can't see at this point, but eventually you will know. This is going to be filled with ink because we will be coloring that yellow. Alright, so now the cover basically takes up pretty much the whole thing, like the whole second half of the gun, well, whole second quarter I suppose. But I drew this because this is the end part of the cover, so that's a very important thing to distinguish when you're drawing. You want to make sure that you are able, like an audience, or even just especially yourself when you're drawing, is able to distinguish where's the beginning part of what I'm drawing and where's the end. So as I zoom out, you can see that a little easier, and that, my friends, is the cover part there. And I know I drew this all the way down here, but we're actually going to erase parts of this because there is more, like right above the palm here, there are more parts of the gun. Alright. Go. I'm actually going to erase this part of the hand right now because I made it too chunky, if that makes sense. I know it sounds really weird, but it's skinnier like that. So I'm going to select my line tool, and from about just under, a little bit under the thumb, I'm going to make a short line, and then I'm going to make a rectangle that goes to the end of the sleeve, because this is also part of the gun, but also it's a 3-dimensional object, obviously, so I'm going to also take the line tool. I'm going to make a very, very super short, slightly diagonal line here that should go to the end of the thumb, like just at the bottom, very bottom of the thumb. And that will be my three-dimensional part for that, as you can see here. Alright, one more part, and then we'll be done with the top of the gun. Yes, this is a very big object. Actually, I'm like, how strong are these children? They're like 14. Alright. For now, this will be a good top. Once we add some more details, it'll make a little more sense. Probably between the interval between this video and the next, I'm going to change this because I don't really like how it looks all that much. I mean, if you like it, you go for it, but like, it's just personal preference, I suppose, when it comes right down to it. And also, there's another texture right here that, let's up a little more. There's another texture right here that you're going to have to definitely bring out more when you color. So I'll draw that there. I'm sorry, it just looks really trippy or anything, but you know. Alright, then we got that part of the gun, which is very good. So now we're going to work on the handle, which can be a little tricky, and this is definitely when you want to check your proportionality literally every few seconds, because that is just how important it is. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm drawing the handle. Don't forget to make everything look three-dimensional, because even though it's just a video game, it's a 3D video game. This isn't just like a pixel art thing. I mean, I suppose it is kind of, because I am on pixel art, but that's a little literal. Anyways, so I'm drawing a finger because, you know, in a Splat War, you always want to have your finger on that trigger, because there are people who are not afraid to just come up and legit just no-scope you out of existence, because that's how it is in the real world. For games. Alright, so I'm always making sure everything looks proportional, things like that. And I think I could have made this a little more, what's that word? A little more defined, that's it. So I'm going to use the line tool again, select the line tool, make a diagonal line, then make a very small diagonal line to show depth, and make another one to show your width. Height, I guess. Anyways, so now you got this part down basically. By the way, this is part of the hand, so do not let that go anywhere. And actually, what am I doing that does not go to the end of the clothes? So, hand, let's talk about that. So, the palm is going to curve this way. Ignore this part, I can fix that later. And then this is part of the palm, because she is holding the handle, obviously. So you're not going to see her whole hand here, it's only going to be parts. And I suggest using a line tool, because this is going, I know hands are literally like not even straight, but she's holding on to the gun here, and this is actually part of the gun, this line here. So keep that in mind, children. Or, you know, not children, I suppose, because of Kappa. Anyways. So, I'm going to draw a hand. Drawing hands is super tricky, by the way. People, they go to school for years, literally just to learn how to draw a hand. So if you're like, man, my hand looks like someone just broke it or something, do not feel bad. I know I always say this, but, you know, I always feel like encouraging words, they actually do help adults. Alright, my hands, baby, looking pretty big. If I just spend like a little bit of time though, when I'm just not talking, don't be worried or anything. It just means I'm extra focused, because I really don't like talking when I'm really focused on something, because I feel like that distracts me. But, you know, I'm trying something out. Alright, I'm gonna fix this hand though, because it looks like junk. I'm probably gonna, I know that a hand, I mean, I guess this is kind of cheating. And I know that hands aren't perfectly like that or nothing, but I want it to look like this. So, I don't know if you can kind of see the palm here, fingers here, context somewhere. So, line tool again is very useful for this, because this is a very defined gun. So, and you want to draw the top part of the gun just under that hand there. So now I'm going to select my line tool again, and I'm going to draw a little depth there, something. And yeah, that's right. And make sure that every part where you have a basic shape, then promote those features, because you want to make sure that people look at that and they aren't just thinking, what kind of effortless doodle am I looking at? I mean, if you decide to do something two-dimensional, then there is nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I prefer three-dimensional things because I just think they're more attractive. Alright, we got our gun here. Yeet. Let's see. This is a little blocky, and yes, I know this is pixel art, so your picture might come out a little more blocky, but like I said, line tool comes to save the day. So, yeet, let's do this. So, alright, we got the bomb part of the gun, we got this part of the gun, we forgot one tiny part of the gun. And that's mainly because it's pretty hard to see. So, it's just in between here. This is part of the gun, and this is part of her clothes. Like I said, coloring really helps bring that out more, so that will make it a lot easier. So let's see here. The next thing I wanted to do today was to show you all a tutorial of the hair, but I am already at the 13, almost 14 minute mark for my video, so that means I only have a few seconds left. So I'm just going to put the hair tutorial in, and hopefully the ear, like, I don't know, I always thought it was earbuds, but like headphones, but I think it's actually like a communication device now that I look at more. So yeah. Alright, I'll see you all in the next video. I hope you like the music, by the way. I wonder what your favorite genre is, so that I know what should be playing in the background, because, you know, a little relaxing music, a little some drawing, I can chill. Alright, see you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.